all, I must say that I was very impressed with what I saw this morning. Most notably, the top management commitment was there. And I'm always fond of saying that there are three most important requirements if you want to be successful in embracing Kaizen and Lean. The first is, of course, is a top management commitment. Because top management has all the necessary resources. And if you want to inaugurate this company-wide Lean strategy, of course, top management is the only person who can make it. So that's the first requirement, top management commitment. And second most important requirement is top management commitment. And the third most important requirement is, as you know, top management commitment. Then fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh, eighth requirements, like, of course, you must have the dedicated people. I mean, in the organization whose job is to bring about, all these changes. You might say Kaizen manager, and who is nominated, by top management on behalf of the top management. Or you have to start out all out, training programs, and there are a lot of additional requirements. But as I see it, in the majority of companies I have visited, they have missed these three most important requirements. And I can say that at this plant, the most important requirements are 100% met. So the successful accomplishment of Lean eventually is almost guaranteed.
Has anybody ever hit 2 out of the 3? Fair question.
Because I say that because I'm now, in my third Kaizen book, I'm now going to refer to what I call FSL. FSL as being one of the most important criteria to be successful in introducing Lean. Have you ever heard about FSL? It's a very important concept. You haven't. I guess no wonder, because I coined those phrases. But you already know it, because F stands for FLOW, flow. Flow is the most important, condition if you want to be successful in the Lean. And then the second one is S, means synchronization. In between every process, there has to be synchronization. The third is leveling, or as we call heijunka in Japanese, leveling. Because the customer orders doesn't come in one fixed way. You don't have just one customer, you have many customers. Each customer has a requirement for many different products. Each product, even if for the same product, they want many variations. And not only for the product, they have the delivery date. Some orders come very urgently, other orders we have more time to build. Then there's a volume requirement. Some orders come in big volumes, then other orders come with small volumes. And you have to deal with all those the different and you have to be very flexible to meet all those orders. And how can you build a system? The answer is FSL. So anyway, that is, and I'm going to also develop a, let's say, a new way of assessing the current situation, current status of any manufacturing company, which doesn't exist now, today. For instance, do you know how to compare your performance against the Toyota in terms of the factory management? You know? What difference is there between Toyota and your company? Or what difference is there between GM and Toyota? There are no quantitative or qualitative way to measure the difference. And I'm now trying to develop a new criteria to make such assessment, which I believe very important. Because if you want to know whether your company is successful or not, financial successful or not, of course you have the financial papers, the profit and loss statement, balance sheet, which tells you, oh, the management must be very good, they are very profitable. When you want to look at the performance of the factory management, there are no such criteria. And yet you have many stakeholders, like banks, investment funds, as well as the shareholders, who always want to see, actually, how good you are in your operations, but no such criteria. And yet, the many of these financial organizations, will have to make a decision to invest. And I'm now developing such criteria. And hopefully, it will become a very important way to measure the current status of production system, and it will become available, sometime next year. Then I can fully guarantee that when such criteria is applied, you have received a very good mark. The most important is a top management commitment.